Rob Machadocado.
Yes.
Can you break down the
Sweet.
board? So the shape of the board and the whole outline, and then go over the bottom all the way through to the tail, and then the rails and stuff like that, and what kind of waves it's for, and what kind of people that it'll be perfect for,
Oh
all that.
man. Let's see. The board itself has a slightly wide nose, super wide tail. The best description I can give is it's a swallow fish from Rob. Instead, he just filled it in and made a squash tail. So it's got that like width of a twin, or you can say it kind of came off of a Simmons mentality because
Hmm.
he did start this board as a twin fin, and then liked it and then moved the fin boxes around and turned it into 2+1. So all that went into the whole world of bringing out this avocado shaped surfboard that we're kind of promoting. It also has a different DNA in the rails than the two fish and the seaside. I think the seaside and two fish are great, but he lowered the rail on this one and really thinned out the tail, kind of like he has done in the past. Even with CI, he had those like thinner tails. So I think he brought that into this and thinned it out. So it has a different function in a little bit steeper surf, or it has a different function for a better surfer than the two fish and the glazer and like the seaside. Um, he kept his DNA in the bottom. I mean, I have the board right here, but
Hmm.
he kept his DNA in the bottom. He did the flat, like pulled off the side fin box right here, and then the double barrel down the middle.
I
But
can
if
see
you
it.
really, yeah, but if you, he did that starting with the Go Fish. Very abrupt step, but now it's all this. And if you can look like how thin this tail is,
Yeah. What
it
size is that
really,
board?
this is the 5.6 at 32.3. And the 5.6 is 20 and 7/8. So the board for how it's wider than most boards at 5.6. But dude, the board holds and the board works really good for an average short boarder to grovel on. Um, the seaside, I love it. I will never diss the seaside. I kick out of waves with a pure stoke, but that has a fuller front end and a fuller width. So there are times where my brain's going, hit that, and you kind of just kind of click it, and then you kind of like, oh, it doesn't matter, I'm having a blast. But this one kind of pulls off the more. This one kind of pulls off the more contest snap for the better guy, or just has a more shortboard feel for the average guy. Or if you're getting off a sweet potato or very beginnerish board, this is jumping into the world of performance as like a groveling fish. It's definitely not a mashup or anything grovelly shortboard like that. It's just a ripping fish in a way.
The first time I
Yeah,
seen the picture of the board, it looks like this real flat, fat outline of a board. And then when you guys sent me one, I looked at it, I was like, oh man, from what you look at the pictures and when you actually look at the board, it's
yeah,
totally different because the board is just the rails are so pinched. It
yes.
Yeah, the picture doesn't do it justice.
Even the visual of the outline for me working at the company was like, cool, I got something like it. Like, cool, like for reals. And then the board comes out, the samples came, and I wrote it, and I went, oh, dude, I have nothing like this. Like, this board is a blast in the mushiest surf. It helps me do like the little pumps, it kind of sets, the little bottom turns, it clicks, it kind of floats. It does everything a little extra in the shortboard world than a fish would for me, for sure.
What fins are you using on it?
So I started with the Kelly Twin Plus Twos just to see with the shark, the bigger shark fin, and then now I'm running the Machado 2+1s.
So with
These
those two fins, what's the difference that you can feel with those two different fins?
so these fins have a super tip. These are bamboo layered, and they have a really good tip twang reaction. A little thinner foil. So these have the release, the turn, the quick like reaction as you're cutting. It cuts, and then the Kelly Twin Plus Twos have more of the like you're throwing a quad in your board. Like it
Mm.
has more of like a claw to it. It kind of holds. It kind of draws. when I gave those fins to Macy to try and his 5.2, he's like, it's not releasing for me. But for me, on a 5.6 at 185 pounds, I was fine with it. And my ability's not Macy's level. So I was fine being where I was on the wave. This just gives it a little more snap and quickness with these fins. Yeah, Macy's been ripping on his to throw a kink in it. Macy rode his with the Velox thruster mediums to start because we didn't give him the raw Machado fins yet. And if you see his Instagram, he's like lighting that board up in California. And then he just got these put in the Machados, and he said he feels a a better spring on these than just solid thruster fins. There's a spring, there's a release. I talked to him this morning, but he already releases the wave off the board insane. He said it just adds a little more flair to it.
I
I
don't
don't know
know
if
what the
this
Velox is.
spins.
What is that?
Oh, the Velox is our new Firewire fin. It is your traditional raked fin in medium, small, medium, large, with the smaller back fin, and then offering the quads. So you're getting that AM2 Mick Fanning world out of us now. So now we have Kelly's more upright, stiffer foil, thicker foil, with the thinner tip, kind of traditional raked fin that everyone's used to. And they work really good.
Tried those fins. It looks, I was thinking, it looks just like a Merrick, but I tried it and it felt really smooth. I liked it
Yeah,
a
this
lot.
is like this is like the center fin of it. So it's
Yeah.
like your traditional rake hook. This is medium. The white's medium, gray is large, blue small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had somebody
Um,
that was a way better surfer than me, right? And he said, I like it. It's really the smooth transition. I don't know, maybe it's the foil of the fin or something like that, but
Thinner foil, good spring, very forgiving fin. It's not so stiff and abrupt.
yeah.
Mick Fanning's for SCS were my like go-tos because I like the rake. Now this style with us, I don't have to like try another brand's fin per se. This would be my go-to, and then I can mess off of this fin with my boards.
Yeah. That board, it comes in what kind of construction?
So this is the helium construction build with the balsa core, the double top and bottom deck skins. Um, and I think that's best for this one
Yeah.
because people are going to be punting off of this thing, and you want some kind of durability to land on. This board's really good for
Yeah.
for the. I could say like if you're traveling to give you perspective, like if you're a traveling surfer going to East Coast, and if you can sneak this board in your heat, like this would work really good in that. Mushy, crappy California, it'll work really good. And then if there's a little punch and it's still kind of small, it's gonna hold because of the bite off that tail. For how wide this tail is, I've had friends hop on it and they're drawing and wrapping and finishing without any glitch of like a slide out like a fish would do. Or I'm watching them bottom turn backhand where you're really pushing and you can lose it on a fish and they're finishing and then going off the top and then fin releasing. So the board's really advanced for the way it looks.
So, people that don't know, so usually a wide tail as you're paddling into the wave, it helps you, it kind of has a bigger surface area, so it helps you get up onto the wave a lot faster, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there a V that comes off the tail? And does it come off the tail as
No,
like a little
it,
V?
yeah, there's a little V to break the water. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So,
so small. Well, let me see.
oh yeah, I can see
It's
it.
yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
could I could like exaggerate the sound, but yeah, it's there.
Yeah. I think that does that make it, I think it'll make it hold through the turns too, instead of releasing really quick since it's a wide tail, huh? Is that true?
That helps it hold. The double barrel helps divide the water,
Yeah.
and the double barrel is pretty abrupt here, like
No,
a
I can
lot
see it
more
like
than you would,
this.
a lot more you would think. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's there for sure.
Yeah.
And that goes all the way. Gosh, I wish above, like right below or on your front foot.
Yeah.
So it's already wanting to react. Oh shoot, sorry. It's already wanting to react. And then you
Yeah.
saw Dan Mann do that with the boss up, where there's that spine all the way up front.
Yeah.
And it just helps it want to tip. And like when you're ready to send it, it's going to help him send and roll over. I think if
Yeah.
Machado did the double barrel between the fins only and nothing up front, it would have been that kind of like touch and go feely kind of board where, oh, I lost it for a sec, it tracked, I got to get it back. But with the double barrel all the way up, it really helps it roll and release when you want it to.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
What do you
got this
think?
board. I rode the board, to be honest, the first time I rode it, I just came back from a trip, international trip, and
Yeah.
I was still jet lagged. And the first wave I
Yeah.
took off on, I was like, whoa. And I had the Machado fins on there. And I
Yeah.
almost lost the board because I was kind of pumping it like my regular swallowtail board that I have. By the
Oh
way,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
yeah, I usually ride the Mike Wu Great White. So I like the bite on that and
Okay.
the push, and I was, I just wasn't even thinking. I just pushed it that way, and I went, whoa. So then I just kind of backed off, and I was the rest of the surf session. I was kind of being a little, not as pushing it as
Like
hard.
hesitant. Yeah, not
Yeah,
trusting it.
yeah. I didn't have
And
my leash
and then
too, and
what
I didn't want to
size?
swim. I
I
have
wouldn't want to
the
swim where you surf either.
the
I get it.
size 30. The volume was 34. What is that?
Four, the
Five
5'8".
nine,
That's the
five
5'8".
eight,
Eight.
5'8". Yeah. So I had that one, and then the next day I put on the Rostovich, and then I
Okay.
put the
So fuller
endorphin.
fin.
Yeah, endorphin Nubster on it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the board just lit up. I loved it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, that's rad.
yeah,
I really think the fins can play a big role in this board and change the way it surfs in a good way, bad way, or different way. Even
yeah.
Rob told me a couple weeks ago to try it as a keel, just two twins with his Machado keel fins. He's like, the board will still excite you in a different way. So I will try it. I know I have the two fish and Seaside, and it might ride like that, but it's worth a shot to see what it does. Um,
Wow, with such a wide tail, it seems like it feel like a Simmons where you gotta kind of really, you know,
shake it, just
yeah,
wiggle your hips, just
yeah,
yeah. I know, but if he's claiming if it rolls over,
yeah,
that'll be pretty impressive. Kind of like the Sunday when that rolls over as a twin.
yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna try it.
Um, Also, Machado's fin has a lot of tip, like thin tip. So I don't know, Dave, because you did the Rastas and they're fuller right here in the
Hmm.
middle, all the way up. So maybe as the board gets Kelly twin plus twos or something with more meat may help the board also for someone. Like really shake
Yeah.
up like what it's doing in the water.
Yeah, I guess I'm not used to such a loose feeling. So I like that real positive feeling and drive, and I guess I'm not used to that too loose of a feeling. So with the Nubster guitar pick, it was still loose.
Yeah,
Sometimes if
yeah,
I'm turning too hard, it'll release too, you'll lose the board and you're trying to come back to it. And then
yeah,
I wrote it with the bigger shark tooth thing that he calls.
yeah.
I wrote it with that too, and it felt really good. It had a lot more hold and
Okay.
drive, and I can push it top to bottom.
More traditional feeling. I'm the
Yeah.
same way. I don't want to be shocked on the turn that the board's about to slide out
Yeah.
because I already blow enough waves that it is, and I don't want to fin to
That's the
make
way
me
I am.
slide out when I expect unexpect it. So I'm the same way. I want a little more control.
Yeah.
But this is enough for me on the 5.6
But
for
not,
sure.
yeah, but I'm gonna try those fins again because I'm used to it. But I want to try it as a twin. That sounds exciting.
That it could be really good. I will do it for respect for Machado
Yeah.
and the twin fin enthusiasts and learn it, but I really like what's happening on it right now.
Right on.
Yeah.
So then it comes in the all white, and then it
Oh yeah,
has
yeah.
that almond color. What is that color that you guys have?
Oh,
Like a
so I
swirl?
don't even know what the color's called, but we're doing all white with the black airbrushed wood rails. And then we're offering the all white with the white airbrushed rails. And then we're resin tinting black swirls on the all over the deck bottom and rails on it. That
That's the
one's a
one
little bit more money, but you're getting a more like an actual resin tint on
yeah.
it.
Oh, right
So
on.
yeah,
Woo!
you have the resin tint one. I have the traditional stock.
I was stoked that they sent it. I wish I'd have wrote it
Oh heck
earlier,
yeah.
but yeah, I'm stoked.
Oh,
Thank
now
you
you
very much.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah, the board's killer. I
it
think this
is.
board's gonna be really good for a long time. There's certain boards that can last a duration, a cycle of your quiver, personal quiver changing.
Yeah.
I think this one's gonna sit in people's quiver for a while. It's super versatile for what it does.
Yeah, I think it'll work for guys that are regular shortboarders that want a stubby board, because I noticed that you don't have to be heavy footed on the front on this board. Like a
No,
lot of fishes, you start becoming a little bit heavy footed. You can still
yeah,
stay on the back foot and just surf it like a regular shortboard. So I think they'll like it for sure.
I think so too. This is a board you can see rippers that don't touch fishes give it a shot. Kind of
Yep.
like Chewy Reyna, our sales legendary guy, will not touch a fish per se, but this thing, I'm gonna get under his feet and he's gonna trip out on this thing. He'll have no choice, and then he'll be shocked.
Well, I can't wait to see videos of that.
Seriously,
Is there something releasing here soon?
FRK Swallow,
Uh-huh.
and I just surfed it today, and that board worked right away today. The board just worked. It's FRK Swallow. It's a little bit shorter than the FRK Plus. I'm going 5'10" at 30 liters. My FRK Plus is 31 at 5'11", and then my FRK is a 6'1" step up. So it's kind of like a little fuller nose, little wider tail, kind of a swallow, a little thicker in the center, but still a nice low rail.
I wonder if it's like that
Um,
board that I got almost a year ago that you sent over
oh,
for me.
oh yeah, Dave, you were in prototype phase for that board. You have like one of the first like samples of it running when we were messing with rockers and outline visuals.
Man,
You
I
pretty much
love
have
that
the same
board.
outline and then maybe a little different rocker now. I think it's a little more relaxed, a little
Oh,
easier to ride for more surfers.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
love that
board's
board.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Chewy loves this board, so it's all right.
All
Well, good
right.
catching up, Dave.
All
Thank
right.
you
Take
for
it easy.
everything.
Yep.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.